We've got a foggy foreign policy crisis.
Mr. Cain, Mark Caputo with the Miami Herald. I want to ask you about, do you mind, about Cuba? About your Cuba policy, what you think of the wet foot, dry foot policy?
The wet foot, dry foot policy.
Yeah.
We can answer questions later if we don't have time at this point.
Okay,
We're not really doing a media availability.
Sure, well, I just thought he could
well, yeah,
answer
I'll
it as
get
we
back to you
walk
later.
the
You
talk.
have my card.
What about Cuba? Yes. One of my principles is go to the source closest to the problem, you will find the solution. And as I said on the radio today, I want to get from Cuban leaders a solution for what we should do.
I'm ready for the gotcha questions, and they are already starting to come. And when they ask me who's the president of Becky, Stan, I'm going to say, you know, I don't know. Do you know?
So you agreed with President Obama on Libya or not?
Okay, Libya. President Obama supported the uprising, correct? President Obama called for the removal of Gaddafi. Just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing before I say, yes, I agreed, no, I didn't agree. I do not agree with the way he handled it for the following reason. No, that's a different one. I got to go back to see. Got all this stuff twirling around in my head.
The wet foot, dry foot policy.
Yeah.
We can answer questions later if we don't have time at this point.
Okay,
We're not
well,
really doing a media availability.
Sure, well, I just thought he could
well, yeah,
answer
I'll
it
get
as we
back to you
walk
later.
the
You
talk.
have my card.
Sure, yeah, but
Yeah.
since the candidate was here, I was just hoping we could,
yeah.
because he had mentioned Cuba in the speech in there, so I was hoping we could talk about the Cuban Adjustment Act and
We already
things like
have
that.
some comments that we talked about Cuba today.
Yeah. So we
what
can't
I
get
would
his thoughts on what wet
I'll
foot, dry foot is, or?
No, I'll send you a comments.
Well, I'd prefer to get one out of the candidate. I don't mind.
We have to keep on but send me a note. You have my card.
Okay.
And
Well, we'll just try to get it later.
Gotta run, gentlemen.
Can you address that? Did you address it on the radio this morning?
No, I did not.
Are you going to
What do you think of the policy?
Absolutely.
Right this way, guys.
That is an absolute yes.
Katie? So are we going to be able to get it?
We'll get back
Okay,
to you.
we can ask them for size? Okay, yeah, thanks.
We have an entitlement spending crisis. We've got a foggy foreign policy crisis. We've got an energy crisis. We've got a moral crisis.